What's up, big old, big sweet Krill?
What's up, you big cat sweet bigelow? Look.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, gosh. What are you up to?
I'm just hanging at the house. So is TJ Dillashaw gonna fight Garbrandt next or Mighty Mouse?
I hope he doesn't fight Mighty Mouse, man. Like, what's the point? Like,
Well, to kind of prove he's not the best ever, I think he'll beat him
I think he will beat Mighty Mouse,
for
but
sure.
but that's the thing, dude. Is like, I, maybe I'm being an egotistical cunt, but like, I don't ever see Mighty Mouse beating T.J. Dillashaw. I don't ever
A
see
hundred
Mighty Mouse
percent.
beating. I don't ever see Mighty Mouse beating Cody Garbrandt, ever,
Of course not.
ever. So like, why is it gonna happen? Just because Mighty Mouse has won, and this is not to take away from Mighty Mouse. Stylistically, he's great, but like, I don't.
He fights tiny people who are the size of women. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, why does he deserve the fight? Yeah, yeah. What were you saying? Sorry.
well, just like, because a lot of people, like, whenever they try to do who's the pound for pound best, people a lot of times will say, GSP, Anderson Silva, and they always say Mighty Mouse because he looks so great. And he's like, is he undefeated or is he only lost like once or twice?
I thought he
Like,
was undefeated.
let me look.
And that's another thing. Look, I know it's kind of wrong to make it about sex, but like, fucking Joanna could beat him.
Oh,
Um,
100%. All right, so I just looked. So he's lost twice and drawn once, and one of his losses is to Dominic Cruz. So we know Garbrandt beat
oh
Cruz. I
my
think
god.
so that's the whole point is if Mighty Mouse ever fought this one weight class up, he would lose everyone. He already lost to Cruz. He'd lose to Garbrandt. He'd lose to Dillashaw. So it's just kind of proving you're not the pound for pound best. You just fight tiny people.
Yeah. I've always,
Like a 125-pound man is a very small person.
I kind of feel like an idiot for, for a long time I said, like, for a long time I gave him a lot of support. And, like, it wasn't until he started going around saying, like, I'm the best, or like, agreeing with the idea, like, I'm trying to show I'm the best. It's just not the same. The, like, how do I put this? When a 125-pound man fights another man around that same size, it's not the same game. It's a different sport. It's a different sport than when Stipe fights who's that guy? Stefan Struve um or like,
So since he
any
lost
yeah.
to Cruz, I only recognize two people he's fought. So like in his last since he won the flyweight belt, the only person I recognize is Ian McCall and Henry Sadu.
He did
I
fight
don't
one
know.
guy.
I think it's just because you're right.
Oh,
You're all right, man.
yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
All
um
right. Well, so this year for the UFC has been pretty rough. Like your first three main events of this year, you have the person with the belt having to pull out because of injury or some other reason. Like it happened with Holloway, it happened with Ferguson, it happened with Whitaker. So it's been a really rough year promotionally for the UFC. And you have by far your biggest star, McGregor, literally like honey dicking the out.
which I'm getting sick of, which I'm getting real sick of. I'm just sorry. I want you to keep talking because I'm loving it, but I'm just throwing that out there.
Right. And but what the UFC has seen is whenever they have their biggest like draws, usually it's for these like mega fights. These Brock Lesnar, McGregor, like outside of the normal weight class, not a traditional UFC fight, but more of like for numbers. And that's why they're trying to get more numbers. That's why they have all these interim belts, is so they can create a bigger draw.
And dude, that's not the right way to go.
Right. So I think what they want to do is essentially have more of these non-traditional fights. That's why they're talking about John Jones versus Brock Lesnar, Daniel Cormier versus Stipe, Daniel Cormier versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh my God.
Bill Shaw versus Demetrius Johnson.
Dude, that's so true. Because guess what? Guess what's about to happen? Guess what's about to happen? DC's about to fight Stipe.
And I think it's a really cool fight, but it seems like they're basically the exact same style. They're wrestling boxers, and since Stipe is just a bigger person,
well, I mean, it's just a freak fight because they're different sizes.
Yeah, like basically they're the same guy. DC is a all great.
He's way smaller though.
Yeah, he's 5'11", and Stipe is like 6'4", 6'5".
Dude, I can't wait, dude. It's one of those. It's so true, man. Like you can always have fun when you watch when you watch a title. A title fight's always going to be fun because it's a rising star versus the best every time. You know, a title fight is always a fight worth watching. But there's also freak fights, mismatches, different sizes, people trying to prove that size doesn't matter. And that's the thing. That's the beauty of fighting. It doesn't. Like, it's so skill dependent. There's girls in my jiu-jitsu class that can rape me. They're gonna rape me for like probably a year. And
totally.
like not even, dude. It's gonna be a while, dude. I mean, first of all, I'm healing. I'm still healing from a back injury, so like I can't really train the way I'm supposed to. But like,
yeah, that's the cool thing about the UFC, because like it seems like in boxing, once you reach a certain plateau, you kind of stay there. But with MMA, you can always learn something else. There's always like a hole in your game, and that's why the first UFC ever, you see, Horace Gracie, this very skinny man versus Ken Chandler, that's all American, looks like a statue wrestler, because he had a skill that Ken hasn't seen before. He beat him, and that started this whole thing that's now a world, global, famous thing. But the thing is, like, DC is Stipe, just smaller. And especially with wrestling more than other, like, martial arts, size matters so much. That's why they're always cutting weight, is so they can fight a smaller person. So if Stipe goes against, if DC goes against Stipe, they're the exact same dude, but Stipe's bigger and naturally harder hitter.
Right. The biggest thing, dude, it's just, yeah.
Because, like, honestly, like, that's why you see so many fights. Like, that's why it's so popular to watch, like, where you see, like, a really tall guy get beat up by a smaller guy. Because if you don't know how to fight, the fact that you're tall or big isn't super relevant. You don't know what you're doing. But when it comes to martial arts or, like, collegiate wrestling, everyone's good. Everyone's working. This is a full-time job.
Let me ask you a question. Would you be opposed to having a 1 hour a week conversation? Look, we already talk more than an hour a week about MMA. Just a 1 hour a week conversation. Just like nothing's gonna change. Okay, what am I even saying? Let's just do the same shit we do, but every now and then, like, okay, you know how I record all my shit, but I don't ever use it for any intent or purpose. But my phone, I have it that way for a reason.
You want to do a podcast?
Yes. We can just make it audio related. And it doesn't have to be big, man. That's the thing. Even if no one listens to it, it doesn't matter because...
Yeah, I'm totally down to do that.
Okay.
That's the thing, though, is because of John Jones' suspension and the fact that now that USADA is a drug testing industry, like, for the UFC, I don't think Brock Lesnar will be able to pass a drug test again. Oh, right. Kevin Lemus, wait.
See, this is what we need to talk about. This is exactly what needs to be discussed. Now, one thing I want to make clear, I'm not going to change. I'm going to be the same person I am right now. Like, I'm still going to say fucked up shit. I'm still going to admit at times that I know at all times what the fuck I'm talking about. But I try my best. And, I will try my best. And it's not even about trying. It's just about, it's essentially like doing the right thing. These are conversations that need to be had. Like, people care
Yeah.
about this shit. People care about this shit. It's the, look, I love football, and that's only because of pretty much you, and also the fact that as I've gotten older, I've watched too much other fuck shit. But it's a worldwide sport. It's only growing. And if you ask me, it's the sport of the future. It's the truest, it's the most basic sport. It's almost got like a weird elemental relation to us. If you ask me, in a futuristic MMA combat scene, all the advertisements are gone. The lights are dimmed way more. It's just two people. Okay, maybe not a field, but maybe not a soccer field. That's an over exaggeration, but a much bigger ring. It doesn't need to be an octagon. It could just be a ring or a whatever. We can talk about all these things, Chris. Why is it an octagon? Why not a ring? Why not a hexagon? Because that's a just choosing, like, the whole MMA scene needs two relatively open-minded people to discuss it in ways that no one else is. Like, we can talk about that, dude. We can talk about, like, why is there not a standard amongst all promotions for the fucking ring type? Because if you're in an octagon, the pivot points that occur within each of these shapes completely changes the sport. If you're fighting in a circle, you don't have you don't have a pivot point anywhere to lean up against and help you get up. You don't have it anywhere. If you're fighting in a fucking hexagon or some crazy shit in octagon, it's way easier to stand up because you've got multiple points around. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, nobody talks about that shit. It totally changes the sport. When you play football, it's always the same pitch, isn't it? When you play soccer, it's not always, but it's almost always the same pitch size. It deviates a little bit in soccer. But in MMA, it's totally different. And I get that, like, in the amateurs, if you don't have anything else, you just fight in a fucking boxing ring. That should be like, well, like I don't know. Dude, we're gonna talk the shit out of MMA.
Totally.
And
And
it's
also, before we get into that, though, so because of USADA, I don't think Brock will ever pass a drug test again. Because of the John Jones suspension, the only big fight that will for sure happen is Stipe versus DC. And honestly, at this point, it's kind of like there's still heavyweights who could challenge Stipe. Like Cain Velasquez versus Stipe would be a big fight. But the light heavyweight, it's basically just now Gustafson. He's so clearly the number one contender in that weight class, and you want him to fight DC again. I don't know how that's going to go, but it seems like his footwork is getting better. But in the same token, it seems like the weight classes they're going to have all the big epic fights will be lightweight, welterweight. Because right now, this is the big four fights. Conor versus Tyron Woodley, Conor versus Khabib, Conor versus GSP. Like, bro, if Conor fights Khabib...
Wait, hold on. Did you say Diaz?
Oh, that too. Conor Diaz 3.
Dude, that's what I want to see, damn it. Dude, Khabib is my favorite fighter. I've been saying Khabib's my favorite fighter, like, since... I know since Fidelity. Since Fidelity, when me and my black African friend would talk. Dude, anyways, I'm over Conor's shit, man. Like, and I feel like I was a fanboy. I really was.
No, I've kind of become a Conor McGregor dick rider as well. But yeah, it seems like he's kind of he's lost favor in the MMA community because of he's kind of like literally like he's Green Day. They were this cool, edgy like punk band, and now they become like mainstream. When he put the boxing fight, he hasn't defended the belt for almost 2 years. He's literally holding the UFC hostage, holding the lightweight division hostage. People don't like him. But honestly, I think that'll work for him because I think he learned something from the Mayweather fight. He learned marketing even better because he already sells the fight he does now. But now he kind of learned, Mayweather became so wealthy because he became the heel. Because people wanted to see him lose. Conor wants to be the guy you want to see lose. And Khabib looks so virtuous compared to him. He's a Muslim. He's the immigrant American dream. He has no real controversy. He doesn't make weight sometimes. Like, people can't knock Khabib. He's quiet. He's stoic. He's just a worker. And that's the ultimate. You want to see
it's the dream. It's the dream. It's what everyone strives to be, honestly. If you ask me, Khabib is who everyone wants to be. Like, in terms of exactly what you just said. He's quiet. He focuses on one thing. He doesn't focus on the drama, the show. We all love the drama. We all love the show. But when it doesn't turn out right, then we all don't like it. And it's too much to handle. It's too much fuck shit. Khabib focuses on one thing. He excels at one thing. He's true to it. And he's honest with himself. Like, you put it better than I. Like, he's the dream. He's the immigrant. He's the hard worker. Like, he shows you that, like, you know, I'm not this image, or what you said.
Totally. And although I think a lot of like fight fans want to see McGregor Diaz 3, I don't know if Diaz is a huge draw. But I feel like if McGregor fought GSP, if McGregor fought Khabib, it would be the biggest fight in UFC history.
Yeah. What? Wait, hold on. Wait, what? Which one? If McGregor fought?
If McGregor fought GSP or McGregor fought Khabib.
I think if McGregor fought Khabib, between those two, this is just a guess. I'm gonna say McGregor Khabib would be, assuming the population size stayed the same forever and never got bigger. That would be the biggest ever as of this moment.
If they do McGregor Khabib in Moscow, it will be an international event.
Dude, hold on, man. McGregor knows he's gonna lose, right? Like, let's be real. McGregor's great. He's great. His left cross is filled. It's filthy. It's so fun to watch him when it connects. And look, he's got moves, dude. He's got a few kicks. He trains a lot. He works very hard, regardless of his craziness. He always works hard. But like, wait, what was I just saying?
He might not care. At this point, he's already proven to himself and everyone that he's good. He went from plumber to superstar in just a few years. And now he just wants to get paid and have a family. He only wants to fight 3 more times maybe. So he wants a payday.
Wait, hold on. Wait, okay, wait. Okay, yeah. Go on.
Khabib,
sorry.
If he fights Khabib in Moscow, it will be the biggest fight in UFC history, and he'll get paid like mad money. So like when he fought Mayweather, it was like beyond a reasonable doubt he was going to lose. Everyone knew it. But he didn't care. He sold the fuck out of it, and he got paid over $100 million. So he doesn't mind losing. The same token, what did we see this last fight against that motherfucker from New York? I don't even know. We saw that Khabib's stand-up isn't exceptional at all. And even though he will get taken, it is a guarantee he'll get taken down. It's possible to get back up. And I think at this point, McGregor could, I would put my money on Khabib. I think he'll win. But McGregor definitely has at least a 40% chance of knocking him out. If they fight 5 rounds, He just has to connect once.
Dude, dude, I just don't see it, man. Like, dude, I'm telling you, man. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. You gotta understand, dude. I never, except for 1 year of karate when it was back in the 90s when every kid wanted to do karate, you know? Like every kid ever has always kind of done something, but if it,
Right.
like I did like a year back then until recently I was kind of always on the Muay Thai hype train and I truly believed that like that's where it was. Striking, power, build like having that speed, having that dexterity, that in terms of stand up, it's just so beautiful. And I still Muay Thai really is just a personal preference of mine, just because it's so brutal and it's so effective. Like the way John Jones use it, it's it's just filthy. It's so beautiful to watch. But now that and look, I've practiced a little bit at the place I'm going to, but now that I'm practicing and like seeing BJJ more so, and that's what I'm way more drawn to. There's a reason I'm drawn to it, dude. It's because like it's it seems OP as fuck, man. Like it seems to be the one. I think that's why I like it because it's the one thing where it gives me a chance. Look, I would never stand up with a guy that's much bigger than me. Like if a guy is a few inches bigger than me and like kind of my same body style, I'd totally square up with him if I had to. And look, I don't want to get in a fight, but if I had to, I would, but like you, for example, I would never square up with you. If I had to fight you, I'd always from the get go be looking for some type of choke, some type of lock, some type of crazy shit where we end up on the ground, or maybe like a judo throw. I don't fucking know, but Muay Thai is not really for me, and I feel like it's just because I, I'm interested in what's the most
Effective.
what's the most grisly thing you can do? And when I watch Khabib, he just lays on people, and it's an art though. Like the one thing that I'm learning in BJJ is like it's all about using your weight against people. Chris, dude, if you did BJJ, you would never lose a fight. Do you understand that? I would never be able to beat you. I would. It would be the first of all, you'd have a blast. Just so you know, you should be training something, by the way. But dude, you would never lose it. Hypothetically, if you ever walked down the wrong street with your family and some crazy motherfucker started shit with you, like you would never lose, dude. With your body, whether fit or whatever, dude, with your body style, it's all about controlling your weight on a person, using a person's weight against themselves. That's where it's at. That's how you beat. That's how you beat anybody. You know, now look, there's certain people I would never be under any circumstances, like Brock Lesnar. But like, I would never even be anywhere. I would never like that's yeah. We don't need to go into that. But that's why I don't think Connor has a chance. Like Khabib has to take him down. He doesn't really even have to. He's gonna grab one leg, do a little twist motion like he always does, or not even. Conor McGregor, Connor's always had a fight where he's tripped a little bit or been up against the cage. He's other than the Aldo fight, he's never had a fight where like at no point was he up against the cage. I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
It as long as Khabib gets him up to the cage one time, the round's over. I Connor is not gonna have a chance, dude. His ground game is, dude. Nate Diaz's ground game is better than Connor's. Way
Well,
better.
yeah, that's because like he's a black belt jitsu like Gracie, but like what's the word? It just seems like all right. Here's the thing. Like whenever Connor has really like lost like famously, it was more because of like stand up. Like, he's fought wrestlers. Granted, Khabib will be the best grappler he's ever fought. But same token, like, for example, Eddie Alvarez. Eddie Alvarez is a phenomenal wrestler. Like, he's mauled people. And, like, Conor outclassed him. And that's the thing. He only needs one hit. Like, Khabib will have to take him down, hold him down for 5 rounds straight in order to win. That's the only way he'll win. Conor just has to do it once in one of those 5 rounds. And that's why it's exciting.
Dude, Khabib's got a hell of a chin. In his last fight, well,
yeah, that's against a nobody. And that nobody still hung with him and got back up when he was taken down. Like, the only 2 people Khabib's fought who's, like, truly good is Michael Johnson and, well, Barbosa's good too, and Rafael Dos Anjos. So it's like, and all of them are decisions. He doesn't finish people. He has to literally dominate them the entire fight. And he's done it. But the point is, it has to be perfect. He has to really take him down, hold him down all 5 rounds. And he may do it. I think.
Dude, what if Conor won though? That'd be so legit. Dude, I want them both to win so bad because on one hand, Conor winning justifies all of his fuck shit. And I love it. Like, what other sport can you go around throwing chairs at buses? Like, look, I don't like the fact that, like, you know, a guy almost lost an eye. But, okay, maybe, like, get some better, like, put some better fucking glass in you're carrying around multi-million-dollar worth of property in a bus that doesn't have, like, shatter-resistant glass.
That's really surprising.
What year is it? What year is it? Anyways, dude, like, if I owned a company that was worth anything the UFC cost, my people would be driving around, and at the bare minimum, like, dude, they make plexiglass that's, like, crystal clear that serves the exact same purpose. Like, they have shit that's better than plexiglass. Like, they have all sorts of crazy shit, and the UFC could easily afford miles of it. Like, okay, my point's this though: what other sport, you know, does this shit happen? And I love the fuck shit. I really do. Like, I don't know what it is in me but that, like, kind of, look, I don't want the UFC to become WWE. I don't want that.
Ben's gonna look so fake because he was trying to play like, you know, I'm just so, like, he was like Republican congressman when Clinton was being investigated for the blowjob thing. He was like, I just can't believe this is outrageous. But here's the thing: if they schedule Khabib Conor, he will promote the fuck out of it. He will not ban Conor, and they're gonna replay the video of him throwing that doll into that bus 1,000 times. They're gonna hype it up,
dude.
Criminal versus the virtuous warrior in his home country.
Bro, did you see the RMMA? Did you see the RMMA like pictures they've been using? Or have you been to RMMA lately? They've been using, like, Conor's face from when he threw the chair. They like cropped his face out. So, like, on, like, half the post, it's just Conor's face looking like a crying child.
Yeah, I just looked down when we were talking to see the Kevin Lee thing. Yeah, apparently it's 2 pounds over, so he's going to lose 20% of the purse. We're still going to fight tonight.
Oh, hell yeah. I want to see that fight. I don't really like Kevin Lee just because he comes off kind of like an arrogant cunt. He in that Chiesa fight, he came off real cunt like. But I have to stop saying that word. But dude, Khabib Conor, if Conor wins, dude, it's so weird because I want can we have it to where both of them win, because we need both of them to win. I want Khabib to win because at the end of the day, I actually value and respect people that act like Khabib more than people like Conor. But from a fan of a sport perspective, I love the fuck shit. It's so much better than any other look. I love football because it makes me feel good on the inside. Oh, it's a cold week and like everything sucks because it's the winter and the winter is the worst time in the world ever. Thank God it's not the winter anymore. Dude, by the way, have you looked outside lately and how amazing it is?
Um,
Ah,
it's kind of a normal day down here.
ah.
It's like overcast and
Oh yeah.
um,
Well,
what's the word? So McGregor, he's already a brown belt. He's getting better, so he won't be able to hang with Khabib on the ground. All he has to do is just not be smothered completely. Like whatever fucking Bisping does, he needs to go learn that shit. Because look at the damage he did on the ground against. I think even now, DSP has the best takedowns statistically of any UFC fighter ever. So if he could do that much damage to GSP from the ground, if Conor just makes it competitive on the ground with Khabib, every round he'll have 2 minutes of action on top. He just has to land one good left, and because like Khabib, he's only beat like 2 games so far.
dude, dude, if Con, I can't. I love what you're saying, but I can't help but think, what happens if Connor wins that fight, dude? Like, I guess I never really thought he. Okay, I was so convinced going into this conversation that Connor would never ever win, and you're kind of just reminding me, like, he does upset people. Connor does. Connor gets to be Connor because he does this shit. If he really needs to win to continue being able to do fuck shit, he just so happens to win. That's what seems to happen.
Right. But Eddie Alvarez was the best wrestler in the lightweight division. He dad dicked him. Jose Aldo hadn't lost a fight in 10 years. He's a world champion jiu-jitsu master, and he got knocked out the first punch. If Jose Aldo, who's a fucking tested in 3 weight classes, world champion jiu-jitsu fighter, got knocked out one
Well,
punch.
hold on. Let's be honest though. Just to Jose Aldo's credit, I don't think he was so shook. I've never seen. I mean, Connor's mind game. That was his peak. I don't know if you ever saw the videos online where he's going around like farting in his direction, just making the most petty, childish, hilarious jokes at Jose Aldo, and I feel like mentally he was a different man that day. But I mean, nonetheless, he got knocked out first punch. What the fuck?
Yeah, like, and he called it. He literally, what's his name? The most famous baseball player ever.
Babe Ruth.
Yes, he Babe Ruth him. He pointed to the part of the field where the home run was going to go. And dude, I'm going to knock you out within seconds, first punch. He walked out there and fucking did it.
Dude, I have a question for you because first of all, I don't want either of them to lose. I need Khabib to win because, like I was saying, like that's what I value. It's not more so what I value. It's more so what I'm trying to like become. Like, I admire that. That's the that type of character, from my personal experience, is what seems to lead to. And look, I'm nothing like Khabib at all. I get beat. I can't do anything on the ground, and I get beat by tiny women. At not nothing against women or tiny women, but I don't know what we're talking about. If Connor wins, though, dude, if Connor wins, though, I just can't handle it. Like that, dude. No other sports like this. I think it's going to continue to grow at a ridiculous rate if Connor continues to win, and the UFC wants him to win. Dude, the UFC they have to be like, we're sorry that Connor did this. And you know what they should do? Instead of like kicking people out, dude, instead of this barbaric, retarded, yeah, let's kick people out, you know, the way of dealing with negativity, like, why not just, if I was the UFC, I would just take like $10 million from Connor every time he did shit on this level of fuck shit and donate it to like the National Eye Foundation. You know what I mean? Like whatever goes wrong, donate it to that foundation, and it'll actually, the more fuck shit Connor does, it'll benefit the more people with actual problems. Like,
Right.
let's say Connor
This
does
is
some fuck shit, someone breaks a bone, or Connor does some fuck shit and he accidentally makes a kid with bone cancer cry. Well, fucking take another $10 million from Connor's bank account. He'll be fine with it because it makes him look good. It's a win-win for everyone. And donate it to the Bone-Itis Foundation.
this is also their prime time as far as like, because your big theory was eventually be the most popular sport in the world. And right now, the NFL is under heavy criticism because of the whole TCE thing. FIFA is a corrupt bullshit organization. Boxing is dying. And what's the UFC trying to do? Because most of the 90s and early 2000s, they were viewed as like a ground and pound American sport. Like it was wrestlers who learned how to box, the Chuck Liddells, the Titos, the Rampages, the Randy Couture's. But now all of a sudden it's getting more international. Brazilians are coming. Anderson Silva, international. GSP, international. Now you're going to have the biggest star in the UFC, Conor McGregor, Ireland, versus the up-and-coming star, Khabib, Russia, will be in Moscow. It'll be on the grand stage. This is the new sport of the future.
Dude, that's what I'm. So like, you see what I'm saying, dude? Like, I don't know, I don't know what I originally told you the time frame was, but whatever it was, I'm standing by it. Whatever that original bet was, I feel like, dude, it's so international. It's international. Uh, it, Soccer has always had that massive advantage. Like, and don't get me wrong, soccer is an elegant, beautiful sport, and I'm on my knees for it till the day I die. But it's not the only good sport, and it's not really fair that it has that international advantage. Fighting has that advantage though, and it's becoming elegant. It look, it didn't used to be so elegant. It used to be, we all know the early days of UFC and how fucked up it was. Like, well, not fucked up, but how crazy it was. Freak show fights. And look, there's nothing wrong with freak show fights, but there was a lot less protection back then. It was totally different. MMA and the UFC have this international godlike appeal, and it's so absurd. It's so sexy, and like you were saying, dude. Like, dude, if they take it overseas, and Connors is doing his fuck shit, and that new guy, that Colby Covington, keeps doing all that fuck shit over in Brazil, like, and pissing everyone off over there. If I'm thinking of the right person, like, dude, if anything, the UFC can keep fighting these people, keep donating. Okay, now we're donating to the Brazilian Foundation. Like, just keep donating, just keep fighting. Like, find these people. Like, dude, this is what the UFC needs to do more than anything, dude. Like, fucking, like,
yes.
straight up.
Pretty soon, Cormier is going to get to the hold where he can't maintain the belt forever. So you're going to have Gustafsson, a Swede, who's going to be the light heavyweight champ. And right now, you have Stipe, whose parents are Croatian immigrants. He's going to firefighter in Cleveland. He is the ultimate immigrant story. He's this hard-nosed, much pale. My parents came here for better life, and I am now the heavyweight champion of the fucking world. So we have immigrant, Swede. And then for the middleweight, pretty sure, right now it's Whitaker, but, Whitaker, freaking Olympic wrestler from Cleveland. What if he beats Whitaker and gets it? And now, pretty soon, the welterweight belt will be open because Woodley can keep it forever. And right now, you have the lightweight, this Russian sensation. And you have, Holloway, although he's a Hawaiian, I feel like he kind of embraces this very, new age. It's going to become more international. And it's this is their path to do it. This is how they're going to do it. Maybe Dana's smarter than what we give him credit for, because right now it's worked out. And this is their path to achieve what you were predicting that was going to happen. This is the only way to do it.
Dude, they would have so many. They have so many advantages over other sports, and they have that advantage for a reason. No other sport taps in to the most elemental spiritual basis of human existence, like fighting.
Totally.
And look, there's other sports that kind of come close, like hockey intermixes with fighting. It's fighting on ice. Football is, let's take the biggest people possible and just smash them into each other. And believe it or not, it's very elegant. If anything, football might be the closest. when people talk about, oh, this sport's close to chess, I think football in my mind. When I think chess, I think football. Like
100%.
which is
It
weird, but like I don't know, man. It's like I don't know. I think of chess as a brutal game where it's just a warrior, a kingdom versus kingdom. That's what I think of. But fighting is one versus one. It's a man versus a man. It's a man versus a tiger. It's a man fighting for his survival versus another entity. And and when you tap into that, everyone in the world knows that. Everyone in the world knows that challenge, like of a man fighting himself. Like all of that comes out in a ring. And look, I love all these other sports. Look, soccer, I pretty much just love because they do the coolest shit with their feet out of any sport. It's the coolest foot sport. Period. They do crazy shit with balls without using their hands at all. Not a lot of sports can say that. And if you know who Robert Lewandowski is and you see the shit he does, he's just as much as a wizard as Conor McGregor is, just way more humble. But like, dude, it's just I want the UFC to grow. I just feel like they're so stupid about the way they handle everything. Literally everything. Like, first of all, have make the fights people want. Second of all, lobby some fucking politicians to change some rules so that things make more sense. Get rid of the eye gouging. Bring back the full finger gloves. Like, get rid of the eye gouging. Get rid of the start penalizing people for like
At
on
this point, you have an incentive to eye gouge.
exactly, and not only that, but fix the marketing. Like 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 handle PR better. Like I was saying earlier, instead of fucking stupidly punishing the fans by getting rid of someone for okay, John Jones got caught smoking weed. Okay, lobby some foundation to let it be acceptable for John Jones to get caught once in a while smoking weed, so the fans don't have to miss out on him being an amazing fighter, and then fine him, make it the worst fine possible. If you get caught smoking weed, it's not even as bad as smoking crack cocaine. If you get caught smoking weed, you get fined $50 million, and it goes to the parents disturbed by their children having smoked weed growing up foundation. You know what I'm saying? Just have constant donations. UFC pays the money to the fighters. Let the fighters fuck up so there's more fuck shit which the fans like. They get a bigger following so the fans can connect with them and enjoy the fuck shit. And then Adidas and all these other asshole rich companies can come give them money to essentially feed them the money needed for the UFC to continually find them and to find them perpetually and help the general public. Because at the very end of that long train of fuck shit, it's the general public getting help. Kids with bonitis, the Glass in the Eye Foundation, sponsored by Michael Chiesa. like, Speaking of Michael Chiesa, I feel so bad for that guy. He got his mom made fun of by Kevin Lee. He got the shit beat out of him, and then he got glass in the eye. Or was that was Ray Borg? One of them got glass in the eye. Michael Chiesa got cut, I think. But for real though, dude, God. Hey, so look, man, I gotta start cleaning because this girl's gonna come over, and I love her to death, and I need to tonight has to be about her, so I have to put 100% of energy in her. I'm gonna pray on it, and
To be just publicly, we're talking. I want to fight Conor McGregor this year.
well, if Connor doesn't fight soon, man, just kick him out, or no, that would be fucked up. Don't kick him out, because then the fans lose out on watching him fight in the UFC. Keep Conor McGregor at forever, okay? But start fighting him. The longer when a fighter goes past a year, when a fighter is when a fighter is the champion, when they have the belt, first of all, get rid of all interim belts. Okay? When a fighter has the belt and he's a champion, at 3 months to the day, no, that's a little steep. 5 months to the day after the champion gets their first belt, or not even the first belt, if the champion gets their first belt or reacquires a belt, 5 months after to that day, if they haven't fought again, a timer starts, and every single day it's connected to something exponential, an exponential multiplier. So day one, well, actually, okay, I got, like, for example, oh, I just won, I got my belt. Okay, 5 months has passed. Day one, I owe $1,000. Tomorrow, I'll owe $2,000. The next day, I'll owe, well, that's not technically exponential. Exponential is a little steep. That could indebt someone forever after about 2 weeks. So let's not do that.
Totally.
Uh, so like times two. So like the first day it's 1,000. The second day, literally each day it's. Wait, that's still a little steep. If you start with 1,000 every day times that number by two, after 30 days, I'm sure that would be I can't even say it, just a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
Couldn't they just do that? Like, the longer you go without fighting, the more money you owe, and it goes to the Clock Foundation. Like,
Time, baby.
it just goes to some foundation. Have foundations for everything. Like, whatever the fuck you want it to be. The Alzheimer's Foundation.
Good question.
Anyways, dude, before I gotta let you go, before I let you go though, who do you think's gonna win, Khabib or Conor?
I'd put money on it. I'd say Khabib. I think it's literally 60-40. Like, for Khabib to win, it's going to be by decision. Everything has to go perfect for 5 rounds. Conor needs one punch.
Couldn't agree more. I agree with that assessment. All right, dude. Hey, well, hey, I had an idea earlier. I didn't want to tell you it, so I decided to save it for the end. I'm gonna go through and edit this, so if any fuck shit has been said, I'll edit it out. Because you know how people are, they're all assholes in the world. But I'm gonna edit this, but I'll leave this in, and this will be our first. This will be like our intro podcast.
Woo!
Yeah, and after maybe after like a couple months, if everything's going smooth, we should have we should like start getting on Skype or something, because I could record it really easily.
Yeah.
Get on Skype, and that would work out good. Like, you'd be able to pull up images, or you could like stop me and be like if you were talking about something that I didn't understand, or what, or vice versa, or if we just wanted to show each other shit, like, yeah, dude, look at this shit, or kind of the way Joe Rogan does it, but like
Hold up, Jamie.
essentially, we don't need Jamie. Like, I could show you in about 2 seconds what he does, and you could just pull up your own video, and I'll see it on my screen, and vice versa. I could pull up a video, and you'll see it on your screen. So, like, yeah, it'd be, when the time comes. But yeah, dude, I'm gonna edit this and make a little, like, whenever I'm done doing it, I'll send you it. But all right, man. Well, I'll talk to you later, boss.
All right, buddy.
All right, bye.